Babes, what's up? I literally started this video, right? And this mic was way over here, so that is definitely my fault. But yes, you're correct. I do need a haircut. That is 100% accurate. I think I'm gonna start all these videos with kind of a ludicrous statement, but still one that I believe. And that first statement is, I believe Mihawk is the second strongest person that we know of right now, that we've seen fight right now. It's Mihawk. I think that he's gonna show out and show up like we've never seen anyone before. Anyone before. The only person that might be stronger than him, I won't even mention, but I'm sure you guys can kind of assume that. But it's all assumptions at this point. Like I said, Oda is the king of posing us questions, and I just hope that he gives us those answers, because I've read too many manga where that's just not the case, where all these questions are just kind of left in limbo, and we're kind of stuck picking up the pieces. But if you look at the foreshadowing, if you look what this man does with a lot of his characters, even in this one chapter, the inclusion that he holds and understands is still very valuable to the reader. Goda. I mean, there's a reason. There's a rhyme and a reason to this man's madness, and I'm excited. But 1084, almost to 1100, the attempted murder of a celestial dragon. Yes, that did happen. The God Knights were employed. My little brother actually told me of the chapter where that investigator was talking with Akainu, and he was talking about the God Knights, about how that's their business. So they were mentioned before, but we never really got an image. Of course, a lot of people think that that's Shanks, but I hope not, and I don't think so. There's a lot of stuff I don't think, but once again, that just poses more questions. But getting into the chapter, we see Jewelry and Sabo kind of chatting it up and talking about how Kuma did have a daughter. Sabo rescues him, and then we get a mention of something interesting. The Lost Chamber. Saw it. The Lost Chamber. I don't know if that chamber is just like where Imu is, but I doubt it, because I that's where all the kings left down their swords, and all the other islands are there basically bowing down to the idea of no king. Even though there's a seat there, the seat is to remain empty. And as far as the world knows, that seat is empty until the end of this chapter. So the Lost Chamber, I'm not sure. There was that video of Return to Reverie where somebody did like a fan-made thing. It could be the Devil Fruit Tree. I don't know. I mean, they definitely have their pickings of it, but they have such a wide stretch that I'm not even sure if that's true. But I like the idea of that. I think that we're going to be getting more than we even bargained for in this Reverie part, but time will tell. We see Cobra in his wheelchair. The man's been beaten. The man is old. The man wants answers. And he's clearly informed, a very smart, well-spoken man. He knows not to really step on toes too much, because if he does that, he's not going to be getting the questions, the answers to the questions that he has. But the elders are pros at this. They're pros at being political and speaking a lot of nothingness and making sure that nobody gets too wise as to what's truly going on. And then we get the mention of a very interesting character, Queen Lily. Now she's the original monarch. She is the person who was of the 20. She was the leader, but she refused to stay there. She wanted to go back to Alabasta, and in doing so, something went awry during that. And all the five elders, like I said, they're pros. They're pros that keep their game face on. A lot of them have their beards covering their faces, so they don't really even have to show an expression of any way, shape, or form. But Cobra calls him out. He's like, we know that this is Lily. We know that she is the one who was Alabasta's ruler at the time, who agreed to this. And even though she went back down, there is no mention of Queen Lily in history. None. Why is that? And as far as they know, they're like, I love this statement. They have long been lost to the cobwebs of time. The cobwebs of time. And that's Garcia. That's the man we're about to see in action telling him this. Why that is, I'm not 100% sure. Why Queen Lily was lost, I think it's because it was an act almost of defiance. This tells us that something that we kind of already knew. Im probably disposed of Lily. I've seen some theories that say that Lily is Im, and I'm just like, I really don't think so. That doesn't really add up to me. It would be some shock and awe value, but there is just almost nobody except rocks who I think people would be happy seeing. Because if it's not a recurring character and it's somebody that we've never heard of before, even to this point, like I said, when we're turning the corner to the final page of One Piece, it's gonna be strange. It's gonna be weird, almost unfulfilling in a way, just to have this nameless bad guy with nothing. So after he says this, Cobra's still not taking that for an answer. He's like, no, I came here for answers. There's shit going on. I know about the poneglyphs. I know about the Will of D. I'm educated. I know about all this. There's a letter that's been passed down from Lily through, what exactly does he say? Through the line of kings. I love the whole monarchy stuff with it, but through the line of kings, there's been this letter passed down from Lily, and it has to do with D, the Will of D. What is D? And they're all looking at him like, keeping that game face, but they're all still a bit shocked. But they kind of have to keep it under wraps because they have to play the part of, we don't know either. We're kind of, we're just here. We don't know everything about this, which is complete bullshit. They definitely do. I think the five elders are the most informed. I mean, Eam might know some things that they don't, but that's still somewhat doubtful. I guess he could, but they've been around this whole time, and they're the one hiding all this information and keeping it to themselves. And the bald man with the sword, who is one of my biggest reasons why I think that they can fight, because a lot of these dudes have scars, but that dude looks like he's ready to go, and it looks like he's gone and fought people in the past. But he's like, why would you ask that? What prompted you to ask such a question? And then they skip away because there's too much heat happening in there. Cobra's in his chair keeping all these dudes invested. I love it. Shirahoshi's being stolen again by Charlos, the celestial dragon that we all love. And this is why the chapter is named after him. Now, the important takeaways here are Shirahoshi's brothers from the Ryuga princes. They go to rescue her, maybe to beat up a celestial dragon in order to save their sister. And they don't even understand the finality, the importance of what exactly they're doing. Because if royalty attacks the celestial dragons, they're not going to be royalty for long. We saw what happened to Lelouch, and I don't think that's too big of a stretch for Ryuga. And even one of the other celestial dragons, the man who was from the Ryuga kingdom, is like, you cannot attack them. We cannot have royalty attack them because you have nowhere to run. You have a home, you have people, you have history. We can't do that. He's like, but these other people that are kind of on the move, obviously they are Luffy's Grand Fleet. They can get it done. I'm kind of spaced on the names right now, which is kind of sad. What is his name? The Hapo Navy leader. I'm forgetting his name. And then obviously the Tontada leader, Leo and Sai. So then they stuff Charlos into the ground, into the dirt. They're giving him retribution. They're giving him divine retribution, making him look like an accordion with some of the strong moves. And I'm like, guys, this is just a dude. That should kill him. It's probably not going to kill him. I don't even think he's done getting his just desserts, just because he's the celestial dragon punching bag that we love to see get his ass beat. But he literally looks like a bunch of slices of salami just laying on top of each other after getting hit with some very strong moves. Morley is rescuing Kuma because now they have the keys. And his traveling ability is very, very broken. He can go all the way down through the red line and escape that way. So their escape route is kind of like clean, like very, very good. But they're rescuing Kuma. We know what happens with Kuma. He does get rescued. They free him and they take him back to the island. But what happens in between that, we're not 100% sure. We'll probably get updated on that. There's still a lot that happened at the Reverie that we don't know about yet. And then out of nowhere, once he asks about the Will of D, once he brings up the letter, once he brings up Lily, Cobra's life is now forfeit. We know Cobra's dead. We know this. But now we know the reason why his life is forfeit. Imu is climbing the steps to the chair, and right in front of Cobra, who looks baffled, desperate, ashamed, sad, in disbelief, looks up to see this man sit on the empty throne in front of all the swords, in front of everything that he believed to be true. And the one word that Imu says is Lily. I love it. I love it. This was the break week that I'm releasing this video. So next week, hopefully we get to finish this up. We get to see maybe what the Lost Chamber is, who Lily truly was. I don't think we're getting Imu-sama yet. It's possible, but I kind of doubt it. I don't think this reveal would be the move. but it could be because Sabo saw him, but I don't know if his face is visible. He's been a shadowy figure this entire time. So I don't know if they show us him now. I'm not sure, but your guess is as good as mine on who that is. Hopefully, maybe Rocks. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't even know if I'm happy with that, but we'll see it. Cobra looks shocked, almost as if he knows who, but it's very tough to tell. It's very tough to tell because nobody really has too many clues, because even though everybody's eyes are on Oda, he still remains in the shadow. He could be Emu for all I know. He really could, but I'm looking forward to the next chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you later. Peace. Peace.